YouTube? Dorito here.
And the Lucha Cabra over here.
And we got ourselves the Tao Motor Baja 200 Sport.
And what we're going to do today, people, is replace this carburetor because we've done so many other major upgrades, like the exhaust.
Yep.
And we've put the UDI filter on.
Yep.
And it needs more fuel.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to do today.
Yep. So we got to pull the carburetor. Lucha's going to pull the carburetor off. And he's going to put another carburetor on there that we've already pre-swapped the jets.
We pre-jetted this one.
So what we're going to do on this video is mainly to show you guys how to remove and replace the carburetor.
That's right.
Okay, so that's all it's all about. And what it's going to consist of is Lucha's going to have to, we already pulled the rack and pulled the gas tank. You don't so much have to do that.
Makes it a lot easier.
It is a lot easier to get to, and we'll be able to blow up a picture so you guys can see it. But you'll have to disconnect your fuel line, pull your carburetor, pull your intake, open up your CDI box, your electrical box, and disconnect your electric choke from there.
Yes, that's right.
All right. So Lucha will show you guys that. We're going to do literally a blown up hands-on video of this. So let's get on with it.
Shall we?
Shall we?
All right, check it out. We're here, folks. What we're going to do is start taking this apart and show you what it takes to change this carburetor. First, we're going to take our intake off with just a couple screws here and a hose clamp. So we'll do that. Hose clamp off. And remove your intake like such. Next, you're going to take your 12 millimeter and loosen up your linkage. Take this,
Disconnect your throttle cable
off and disconnect your throttle cable like so, and put this off to the side.
Now make sure you put that nut back on there so you don't end up losing it. It's just better to put it back on.
Like such.
Yep.
All right. Now, you gotta take Phillip. You also have to disconnect your intake hose. Take Phillip here and disconnect your other clamp. And off comes the carburetor.
Now you do have to disconnect your fuel line as well when you drop the tank, but that's basically very easy. Now you're gonna need to disconnect that as well too. Let me grab you up here. Here you go.
Okay. What's that for?
That's for disconnecting your line right there.
This?
Yes.
Okay.
That's your drain line.
How's
Right.
that?
There you go.
Nice, huh?
Now it's on to disconnecting your electric choke.
Electric choke. And that, we're going to need your 5 millimeter. Nope. It's this one, yeah?
It's number 5, yes.
Okay. And we'll
Your 8 millimeter wrench
do that.
underneath. Might be a 10.
It's going to be a 10. And you take a 10, stick it on there like that, and off you go.
Just like you pulled your previous electric box, you're going to do the same thing there.
Very nice, very nice. Now, people, the reason we're doing this is because our engine needs more fuel. That's the job of the carburetor, is to add an air-fuel mixture into the engine to make it run properly. And, well, this does not.
Yeah, so that's the main thing. I mean, we are going beyond the factory specs because we did put on a header. We did put on a pipe. We're doing that stuff. You know, so we do have to change the jets on there as well, too. But main thing is, you know, like if you're getting ready for the season and say you parked it without draining the fuel, this is going to help you guys show you how to pull the carburetor and put another one on.
If you got to clean it out or something.
Yep, because, and believe me, it happens.
So,
those are fun, aren't they?
I love these. They're my favorite. Boy, it sure is dirty under here. You
Yes,
put
sir.
it to good use, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They're actually really fun.
Now we can
fun
pop
buttons,
the
you know
electrical
that.
box off. See? Electric box.
Yep.
Electric box.
Yep.
Pop that off. And then you can disconnect your choke-em wire.
Joke 'em.
And that would be this one right here. And you follow the way it's routed or routed, depending on which end of the country you're from. And there you have it, a complete carburetor. A complete carburetor in your hand.
Yep.
See, how's that? Complete carburetor in your hand.
So now Luch is going to show you guys how to put it back on.
Now, well, we're not going to put that one back on, but we do have another
pre-jetted,
pre-jetted reasonable facsimile. See, and this is it. So we're going to have to undo this here, so we got to hook that back up. Okay, we'll put that down here, and then just like before, we'll put the carburetor down inside where it belongs.
Now make sure you see the lines up there. There's lines on the bottom as well.
A little notch.
A little notch there. You got to line that notch up.
Square,
straight
little notch
into position with the other.
into there, right? So in we go, just like such.
Yep, very important.
Look at that, very important, very important. And then we can go ahead and tighten it back up to keep it sturdy. Okay, there we go.
Now you want to try and keep the lines straight up so it's easy to get to from each side on the hose clamp. There you
go. Okay. And now you can put your vacuum hose back on.
Which goes through here.
How's it go through there if it's got a clamp on it?
Oh, just like that. Oh, we're out there.
Jeez, you're so particular.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you don't know me very well.
Sure.
Okay, now that's on, that's tight. Let's put on the throttle linkage, which also is just a reversal of what we did when we took it apart. So, how about that?
Now you're going to have to connect it to the air box, and you'll see it's pretty self-explanatory on the original air box, but we have a velocity stack and a different air filter on there.
Okay, we'll take our 12 millimeter again and tighten this back up. Okay.
Remember, you might need to adjust after you reset your
Yes,
throttle.
always check your throttle adjustment before taking off. Otherwise, it may shoot you down the street.
Yes.
Okay.
So you may need to adjust it. Is there any throttle adjustment you see there? Let me tap the throttle real quick.
Tap the throttle. Okay, go to full throttle.
Full throttle.
Okay, you're at full throttle. Good there, right? It's real good.
Good?
Good. Okay, now we're going to reattach the choke wire, which will be routed back over here.
Let's switch back over there.
And then it is plugged back in like so. Okay, and now you can just tuck everything back in there. We're going to bring all this extra up in through here like that, and then we'll get that little
Zip tie.
zip tie, bread basket tie,
Bundle it up a little bit.
and do one of them right there.
And then he's just going to set the box on there to show you guys how the box goes on. We're not going to tighten it up right now because we might need to end up swapping the jets again, but
Where are we even putting it on there?
we're showing them how it goes on.
It goes back on like that.
Yeah, you're just going to set it back on there and tighten your bolts like we've showed you guys in other videos. Okay?
All right.
So now that we got that all on,
All right.
now it's going to be time to go ahead and reconnect your
We're gonna put the
velocity
stack on?
stack.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's put
Yep.
that on.
Where's
And
my
here you
stack?
go, sir.
Where's my stack? You got my stack.
Yep.
The stack's on
And
the
that's
stacks.
pretty much done. Now keep in mind we do have the gas tank pulled. Okay, so we're gonna have to end up putting the gas tank on and everything like that, which is 4 bolts. It's gonna go right here, and over on the other side with the rubber spacers. We'll get that on, and we'll get right back to you guys as soon as he gets this velocity stack on, which is very basic.
Sort of like me. Make sure it's seated all the way up in there. And then we can go ahead and tighten it up.
Now, the exhaust and the intake that we have on here is the HammerHead Performance. GY6 exhaust and intake upgrade. You guys can get that at HammerHeadPerformance.com. Use the coupon code LuchMob. You get 10% off.
10% off. And it's
Yep.
really a nice piece, too.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the description below.
It's well constructed. It sounds
Yep.
good, too.
Yep. But this is ultimately to show you guys just how to remove and replace your carburetor. Very simple stuff. Voila.
And there's the stack.
Yep. So then we're going to tighten this up and put the tank on, and then we'll get right back to you guys for a fire up. Under 10 minutes, people. All right, guys, we're back. Now, Luch he swapped the carburetor, and we put the tank on, and everything like that. We're going to do a test fire real quick, because why?
We're going to start it up. We're going to check it for leaks and make sure that everything is going fine before we put it out on the street.
Yep. And we're not going to take it out on the street with you in this video. We just wanted to show you guys how to remove and replace the carburetor. Because this is just a quick 10-minute video on how to swap your carburetor.
10 minutes, people.
Yep. So go ahead and fire it up. Listen to that humming alarm. Don't feel any air leaks. No air leaks. What'd you hit there, buddy?
What'd you do?
Turn it back on.
I love the smell of hydrocarbons in the morning.
Yep. Okay, no fuel leaks, quite shut off.
Now, you will need to readjust your idle probably and a little bit of other tinkerings here and there.
Yeah, your throttle cable, you might need to adjust that and stuff like that. But that's real easy, real basic.
Stuff
We already
that
showed
you've
you
already
guys.
known how to do.
Yeah, we basically already showed you guys how to do that. So anyways, there we go. We're going to go ahead and test drive it. Might need to mess with the jets a little bit. So, we're going to end up probably pulling the carb, putting another carb on there. But this is just basically to show you guys how to remove it.
How to do it.
Yep. And this is something really useful. Trust me.
You'll need to know this.
Yes. I've swapped many a carbadoodles
Especially
over
if
the
you
years.
have a portly pal like...
Not so portly anymore.
not so
sir.
portly pal like
Yes.
Pebbles over here.
Yep. I want to thank you guys for watching Dorito and Lucha Carburetor. And don't forget to come back. Thank you for coming out, Luch.
You guys rock.
Peace. Oh.
Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the bell. Thanks for watching. Bye.